Okay, we are now recording. Um, I will tell you, I just realized this afternoon I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. And Dana said, get your notes out. I'm in with my grandchildren. We've been doing nothing but playing card games and word games. And for 6 days, I've been with them. So my mind is not with you girls. I'm sorry, but you do have me here. I'm here. So we're going to get started now. It's 4 o'clock, and I'm going to go over a few things notes that I have that most of you already know, but there's still always new people. I just 10 minutes ago got a text from a girl asking about the fast start bonus. Now she's been building for quite a while, but she wanted to know about the fast start bonus because she said, I've just been sharing with people and I've been enrolling people, but I haven't paid attention to how I get paid. So we have to remember always that we need to repeat stuff over and over again. Repetition gets it into our brain. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a little repetition here today. Last Saturday, Judy and Andrea and Nicole Colbert and I were at Deborah Starkey's. I think I told you about that last week. And so some of these are notes that I made that day. One of the first things is and I'm just going to go through some notes. I have the random things of things that you may need to talk about when you're building, when you have classes. And this is one of them that Bill Starkey taught us last week. And that is 3 questions. And these are 3 really good questions. And it hit me when he started saying, this is stuff that people have been doing for years and years. I mean, like decade years, and we have forgotten about it. But when we teach a class, a product class, any kind of class, when we teach that class, when the class is coming to an end and we need to close, that's always been everybody's problem, is how to close the deal. And I've told you for a long time, I usually just say, who's ready to get started? And that just opens it up. It's very non-confrontational. It is it flows easily. So that phrase has always been my go-to when I finish a class. You've heard all of this. You've seen the products that we have to offer. Who's ready to get started? So if you have 3 people in a class, or if you have 103 people in a class, that phrase is handy. But Bill told us 3 questions that can go easily with that. He said, okay, I'm going to ask you 3 questions and you answer for yourself. Number 1, are you just wanting our product? That makes them a customer. If they're just wanting the product, we know that that's a customer. Number 2, are you wanting a little extra money to help you pay for those products and just give you some extra money? Number 3, are you wanting to build a true business? Because whichever one of these you answer, I can help you with, but I want to know what's best for you. So those 3 questions are really good for anybody that's starting off. You just tell them, we just talked about all this. I know some of you are ready to get started. Who's ready to get started? I have 3 questions for you. So you don't make it like you're insecure with it. Don't make it like this is a major thing, because whatever your emotions are with it, they're going to pick up on it. It's going to be what they sense. Now, we've laughed about Judy. She's on here now, Judy Kelly, just saying, you're going to need this, hand me your credit card. You know, most of us aren't like that. Most of us are not going to say, hand me your credit card. It works for her every time. But we can make this to where we're very confident with it, because we have something people actually need and can use that's going to change their lives. We don't need to be closing with an apologetic voice. We need to close with some authority, with some confidence that this is good for you. So what are you going to want? Are you just going to want the products? Are you going to want to make a little extra money? Are you going to want to build a really strong business? Because I can help you with any of those. Okay. The next thing that we talked about was sponsor and enroller. Does everybody on here understand the difference in sponsor and enroller? Let me ask you first, if you don't, would you unmute yourself and speak up? If you don't grasp everything about sponsor and enroller, unmute yourself now and speak up, because I'm just going to hit it really quickly. The enroller is the person that tells you about the product and Young Living and gets all of your information and enrolls you. That's the person. But that enroller can make someone else the sponsor. But the enroller is the only one that gets the fast start bonus or the starter bundle bonus. The sponsor does not get the bonuses at all. They get commission later, but they do not get the bonuses. So if you're going to be the enroller, if you are the enroller and you're going to give someone else that position as enroller and sponsor, you're handing them that 50% for the first month. Does anybody? Yes.
So when Young Living changed it to that 50% for the first month, so let's pretend I enrolled you.
Okay.
When you would get the 50% for the first month, but because I was your enroller, we used to get a 10%. If I remember correctly, that went away with when they switched that to 50%.
That went away for the first month.
First month, but the other 2 months it remains, right? Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
We'll
Thank
get
you.
that 10% month 2 and 3.
Thank you.
Yes. And that's significant. You want that later on. You want all of those 10%. They add up. Any other questions about it, sponsor and enroller? Because these are things people are going to need to know if they start building immediately. Then you're going to need to explain to them the difference in this. We always have to tell them what it is because they don't know. They don't have a clue. What's an enroller and sponsor? The person that taught me said, oh, you just make them both. You don't have to, it's the same thing, because she didn't know either. It's not the truth. We want people to know if they're the enroller, they get that bonus because that's going to be significant. Okay, the next thing is customer and brand partner. I had someone an hour ago ask me if we are brand partners. My husband's working on taxes and he said, we're not brand partners with Young Living, are we? Oh my word. I said, yes, that's exactly what we are. We are brand partners. So you are either a customer or a brand partner with Young Living. So that the difference is just that brand partners can get paid. They can get the bonuses, they can get the commission, all of it. Customers are not allowed to get any of it. They get the 24% discount for the products. And then we have the term PV and CV. If you are associate star, senior star, executive, then your commission your bonuses can rest on or I guess it's just the commissions on your level 1 customers orders plus your order. So it's not other brand partners on level 1, but it is customers. If you have customers on your first level and they have enough OGV or PV, then you don't even have to have any. You just have to use both of them. PV is personal volume, CV is customer volume. The starter bundle bonus. That is the $25 bonus that you get if you enroll someone with one of the starter bundles. So these are just quick things that we want to be sure and tell people, explain to people when we enroll them. If they just want to be a customer, they don't need all of this information. If they just want to be a customer, what they need to know is if you're a brand partner, then you can get bonuses when other people order when you tell them about this. If we need to let them know, as a customer, you go home and you tell Aunt Susie about that Ningxia you love and she wants some. As a customer, you don't get any credit for that. But as a brand partner, then you actually can get a bonus check for it. And tell them that a brand partner, all it takes is $14.95 to become a brand partner. One of the other things that we talked about, I mean, these are random, seriously random notes, is going back to handing out a paper form to fill in. Last week we talked about this. You can make your own paper form and hand it out if you want to at the end of a class, and then they fill it out and you help them do the enrollment online. So whatever is convenient for you and your people that are at the meeting, make everything as simple as you can. Use what you love or know. We've talked about this several times, and it keeps coming up with bread. I was telling Dana and I made bread. We've ground wheat and made whole wheat bread since 1998. And we have made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of loaves of bread, and we've sold a lot of bread. But I told her that this is something we've never done, bread making classes. And that's what Deborah said that she did in the beginning. She made bread. She did bread making classes. You charge for these classes. If you are a gardener and you want to do a class on gardening, you can charge people to come to your class. You're not doing it for Young Living in their mind. You're doing it for bread making or gardening or crocheting or any of these possible things. One of them was Instapots, how to cook with an Instapot. I mean, you people that have these motorhomes, I'm watching Judy riding down the road. You could have a class on camping or any, it just doesn't matter what it is. But when you have the class, you use it to introduce them to Young Living. One of the big things that I'm being questioned about right now is preppers. Iva, is that what you did? I know you had some event. Was it for preppers? Iva, you're muted, but just nod. Is that what it is? Okay, preppers. That's something that people now are trying to decide how to be prepared. If
I
you
got
feel
it.
comfortable with that, Iva, is that what you were doing, prepping?
I got it. Yes, there's not many in America, but we have once a year, we have a whole event. We had vendors even from Florida and California this year. But it was all about prepping and survival things for any kind of emergency.
Right.
And so we incorporate, I mean, anybody that's in Young Living, I teach on what you call first aid kits. You even need one for your car. You know, if the grid shuts down, you're not going to likely be at home. You're going to be over in Houston in traffic or something. So yeah, that's what it's all about.
Well, what we're looking at here is you have information on how to be prepared. So all of us aren't into that. I don't want to teach that class. That's not one I want to teach. And I don't want to teach anything on gardening. That's not my thing. I can teach a bread making class, but if you teach a prepping class, you can charge people $20 a person or whatever to come to your class. And if you charge, sometimes it's going to make it seem more valuable because you have charged money so that you are respected a little more. So in some cases you want to charge them $10, $20, whatever, to come to your class. And when they get there, whatever it is you're teaching about, you have connections with them for Young Living. So Judy's doing this with this place in Canton. She's not teaching classes. She has a booth, but she's using it, showing off all things that have nothing to do with Young Living to draw people into her booth so that she can connect with them and then show them about Young Living. So the whole thing is the connections. You get them in, you teach them yoga, whatever it is. And, oh, I'm sorry. Somebody's trying to call me, so I'm trying to get out of that. You get them in and you teach them valuable information. And you may serve them Ningxia, or you may tell them about Thieves household cleaner, any product, but you make connections through the classes that you teach. Show them how to get their referral link when they get ready to build. I told you last week, we have to be very careful with compliance. That has not ended. We don't have to be scared of it, but we have to be alert to it. And there are a lot of times that I do a live video on I say a lot of times, but sometimes I've done a live video on my personal page. Sometimes I've put stuff on my personal page that is not compliant, and I know it's not compliant. And I will leave it up for about 24 hours and then I'll bring it down because I don't want anyone shutting me down. I don't want any lawsuits. I don't want any problems from something that I'm saying wrong. But if I want to get a word out there, I just make sure I don't leave it but a few hours. Do not assume for anyone. All of us have done this. I'm convinced of it, that we know people that can't afford it. They can't afford it. Or we know people that have so much money, they don't need a business. They don't want anything to do with the business side of it. And we are not honoring them by giving them the opportunity to think for themselves and to make their own choice. Okay, I've shared a lot already, so I'm going to just stop here and ask, Does any of this help? Do you need, do we need to go back over any of it?
I'm
You have to unmute
stepping out real
yourself.
fast. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Really quickly. Today we had company over who we built rapport with, who we have connection and community with, but we have never told them about Ningxia. Well, they're sitting at our table this morning and I handed him Ningxia and he said, "What is this?" I said, "Oh my God, Brad, I don't want to hear it. Just drink it." Drank it. Mom gave him the spiel. Tomorrow they're signing up with the Ningxia kit. You have to build connection. You have to build rapport, and then you just serve it to them. But it's always, always, always for me about relationship. Always.
But the first thing he said was, "What does it taste like?" He thought it looked like tomato juice. So we had to tell him, you're a big boy. It tastes good. So we have to get it to people. Anybody else? Judy, I see you talking. Are you talking to us? You're muted. You have to unmute yourself, Judy. I love it that I'm not the only one that has trouble.
It's on the very bottom of your phone.
At the bottom, Judy. Sue just said it's at the very bottom of your phone. Okay, when you can unmute yourself, you can tell us what you want to say. Anyone else? Is this helping? We're just basically going back to basics, what we've always done. But I think now we have some momentum that we haven't had in 2 years, maybe 3 years. I mean, I am getting it from all directions that people are awakening and people are wanting to do this as a business that have never considered it before. This has not happened in 2 years. So COVID is not over. We can't say it's over, but COVID has been dealt with enough that people are comfortable getting together again in most cases, and they want something to make extra income. So if we can, the first thing, if somebody asked me just a little while ago, what is the first thing you would tell somebody? This girl said, somebody contacted me and said they want Young Living and they have 3 or 4 people that want it, but they don't really want a business, but can I make some money if these people get it? So nobody understands in the beginning the possibility of the money, but they want it if it's there. So if we can tell every person that we enroll about the Start Living bonus, the Fast Start bonus, then that's a big thing, because everybody, if they place a $100 order, they like to know that they can get $50 back. That's a pretty big deal.
Hey, I'm unmuted.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay, when you were talking about PV and CV a while ago, I have a couple of people in my downline that have not bought anything for months and months, and they are still getting a commission. Is there a time limit on how long can they continue to just not do anything and get paid?
There's no time limit. As long as they have customers that are doing it, that are taking care of it. Yes.
They do.
And all of this goes back to the Federal Trade Commission. We can't, according to the Federal Trade Commission, we can't manipulate people. So we can't make them buy something. The company can't make them buy something to get money. So this way, they don't have to buy anything. They just have to have enough customer volume, their order and everybody else's, to qualify.
And that is also the reason that we can't really enroll them anymore like we used to. Federal Trade.
Well, to me, we can enroll them easier now than we ever could, because they don't have to have a kit to enroll.
No, that's the easy part, but the actual enrolling them is a little bit harder, more difficult. All right, the last 4 that I've enrolled have all been difficult.
What's the difficulty?
If they were reactivating, you can't do anything. That person has to do it. I basically cannot reactivate them like I used to could. I can, whenever I enroll somebody, they are enrolled, but they don't have a PIN, they don't have a password, they don't have anything. They have to be contacted and they have to continue the, what is it? They said that they have to continue the application is what they told me. So I could not complete it for her. I had one lady that was highly upset because I told her, oh, I'll do it for you. It's be okay. And nope, couldn't. So she had to do all that herself. And it was a little annoying to her, but
That's all we have to do is explain to them, this has nothing to do with Young Living. This is a privacy issue that they had to go by. I mean, every company anywhere will tell you it's a private, that's why we have to put, you have a password, but then to get to the passwords, you use your password, but sometimes you have to put, what is your favorite instrument? What is your favorite vacation spot? You have to answer questions. It is just the way the world is today. We have to abide by the privacy policies.
yep.
If
Okay.
Yes, Sarah.
if you put this stuff in their cart and check out first and create the account at the time of checkout, instead of don't make an account first, put in shop first and
We
check
did.
out.
We
Then
did
it-
that.
You should
still
be able to
not
go all the way through and then they get an email and they'll have to log back in later and set up their password. But if you try to create an account and then shop, that's where it gets a little hairy sometimes. What in my experience.
Too,
Well,
we
it's-
did make the shopping list first and it still didn't work. We had to call. The
Okay.
email wouldn't work or something. It was crazy.
Well, it is just the
they're
hand that we're dealt in the world we live in today. I mean, it's because nobody wants a lawsuit because because their information was given away. People will come back and there's some that would say, I didn't give permission for this. So this is protecting the company and we just have to work with that hand. So, and I appreciate it actually. I don't want anyone sharing my personal information. So this is a protection for the person. And that's what I'm telling them. If they want to do it another way, I tell them I can't. This is your privacy. You have to do it yourself. Anything else?
On that one, is that not something that you could do side by side? Or Judy, like
Yes.
Judy specifically, I'm guessing wasn't with the person, like
Right.
physically with the person. So maybe, because it seems like you could do that side by side, but if you were
Absolutely.
separated, maybe not.
That's right. If
Or
you're
I guess if you were super techie, you could do a Zoom call and then share the screens and then walk them through it like that. But yeah,
used to,
okay. It's
used
like
to, we could
you
just
said.
there was a time we could give them a pin and a password. We could do everything for them. They didn't have to do anything. And then we would just send it to them and tell them, this is your password. You can change it if you want to. But now
Yeah.
it's their responsibility.
While I'm unmuted, I did have one, I just wanted to clarify on the PVCV. In order to continue being paid, your PV or CV has to be a minimum of, is it 100 a month
Yes.
or 50? 100 a month. Okay. And then talk to me real quickly about loyalty. The loyalty, you have to have a 50 PV
50 a month to stay on loyalty.
to stay loyalty. Because I've got, I'm a customer and a partner. And so I'm trying to get that straight. Okay. So
Yeah.
50 for loyalty customer and 100 for partner. Okay. Got it.
Okay. Sue, Sarah.
I have a question.
It's
Oh, just-
50.
Okay,
for
let's
each-
finish this. It's 50 for, 50 for bonuses.
To get, if you were on loyalty rewards, to keep your percentage back 10, 20, or 25% based upon your months of loyalty, you have to spend 50 PV on the subscription. Doesn't matter if you're a customer or a brand partner, if you want to get those kickbacks. You don't have to have 100. Technically, you don't ever have to be on loyalty rewards to get a check, as we just kind of discussed. But you get the most bang for your buck and you're showing investment in your business when you're spending 100 PV, at least 100 PV, if that makes sense.
So once
So-
you hit silver and above, you have to have 100 PV to get commission.
Correct,
Up
but it
until that
doesn't have to be on loyalty. I mean, I
Right.
don't know why you wouldn't, but it doesn't have to. And I just try to always be clear with people about that. Like, you don't have to order monthly. Do I want you to? Of course. And I'll say it just like that. But you don't have to. You need to do what works best for you. But if you want to get your commission, this is where we need to be
The
at.
month you don't place that order, you're not going to get a check.
Correct.
That's the
Or
whole
you
thing.
don't have the CV.
I have a
Anyone-
question.
Yes.
For a while anyway, you could stay on loyalty rewards with any size order. You just didn't get the benefits of points and everything. Have they changed that?
Well,
Do
I
you
don't
have
think
to
that,
get, do you have to order at 50 PV to stay on loyalty rewards now?
if not, you're going to lose your points.
I know, but I mean, people that can't afford that at the moment, can they stay on there and just order a few things instead of the 50 PV to be able to stay on loyalty rewards and get the wholesale?
You still get the wholesale. You have to have something on loyalty to get, if that's the way you unlocked your points.
Yeah.
You have to keep something on loyalty to stay unlocked.
Yeah.
But you won't get the percentage back.
Right.
And if,
Okay.
let's say Susie Q shopped for 4 months straight and spent at least 75 PV a month, right? But then in month 5, she didn't spend up to 50 PV. Say she went for $35. She's still on subscription, but she lost her loyalty benefit.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
her percentage back is gone. She won't get
Right.
that. And when she goes back in month 6, she'll go back at 10%.
Right. Okay.
And that
I
can be a
just-
lot.
Well, because there's been some changes, I just wanted to make sure whether they had changed or not. And the other thing I wanted to ask is if you're just signing someone up and they get the one of the premium starter kits on the loyalty reward, can at the same time you they order something else? For a while there you had to do it 2 different times. Do you know, am I being clear?
Okay, my battery is going down, so hold on.
Ivor,
Okay.
are you asking, can you get a premium starter kit and then add like a bottle of BLM and then
Yeah.
still try it out? Yes, you can. When a glitch happens, when you try to order a premium starter kit and become a brand partner at the same time, when you create your account and become a brand partner at the same time, that creates a glitch in the system.
Okay, so how do I work that? Because I have a lady that wants to get a premium starter kit and she wants to be a brand partner. So
I would call
How do-
Young Living and three-way her in.
okay,
Easiest way, in my opinion, to bypass. And
okay.
now I got to figure out how to mute. It's a little bit more difficult on the phone.
Any more questions? I'm trying to do this on my phone. I've never done that before. And then the battery goes low and then I have to move to find Dana's charger. So here I am. We're still on here. Anything else? Okay, hold on. On top of all that, I left my notes on the other place.
Hey, I just wanted to say one thing. I was actually contacted this week or last week by Conduct from some posts that actually came from a different site that I was using, their graphics, and then some old posts from like 2018 and 19. One of the biggest things that they have a complaint about is people talking about Young Living's income opportunity and not posting the income disclosure. So make sure if you're going to talk about money, you're going to attach that disclosure. You can't even say like why I love Young Living's comp plan or why I love Young Living as my job and list like 5 reasons without attaching the income disclosure plan.
Can I just say thank you, Sue, for how non-emotional you were about that? You got contacted by Conduct. That just means that the principal called you and said, you know what? You didn't know this rule. And so I'm going to help you understand it so that you don't get in trouble.
The
So
lady
thank you for,
so nice. You're welcome. She was so nice. I got a nice email of all these posts. And like literally as I pull it up and read it, she calls me and she's like, hello, I'm from corporate. I'm like, yes, I'm reading your email right now. And she was really nice.
so
And if you have questions, call
if
on.
you're willing, please share that on Green Diamonds. People have given them a bad rap. They have a bad rap. It's just like a principal in a school. I mean, Judy was one. They can be horrible people. Oh, I'm joking. But no, they're just there. They're actually there just to help the rules be known so that we can all function as a healthy district. And so if you're willing to share that the way you did, it was absolutely gorgeous.
And why would we not want to put the income disclosure page? I mean, seriously, that is a plus for us every single time. People are shocked at the possibilities when they see that and know that it's a legal document, that this really is what people made. It's not just an exaggeration. This is legally binding. So it's something that's a tool for us. It's not a hindrance. So just attach it every time. Put it on with any Facebook stuff. Can you just do hashtag?
No.
That won't work.
One more thing. You cannot post PubMed. What is it called? PubMed. Like you don't
Right.
even have to mention Young Living in the post. But if you attach PubMed and talk about a product that Young Living actually carries, and maybe you could talk about the herb. Mine wasn't the herb. It was the actual cedar wood, and then all the PubMed post about it. And they were like, you got to take it down.
No, can't do it. They've been telling us that the whole time.
I would like to say too, in one of my classes, one of the ladies asked me, how much does it cost to get started with a business with Young Living? And when I said the price, everybody like fell out of their chair. And one lady said, you mean 14,000, whatever, in the change. I said, no, ma'am. $10 plus $4.98. And they was like, oh my God.
That's right. Anyone else? We just want to give new people information to get started where they're not walking in total confusion. We don't want to overwhelm them with too much. We want to give them enough that they are confident to share with someone else and get their check for $150 next month or whatever it may be. Any questions? I mean, some of you are just getting started. Several of you have been doing this for a while, but I do see some new people on here. So do you have questions that we can answer?
Well, I have another question. I live right now in my travel trailer, so and I live way out in the country. I cannot have classes at my place. I just wondered, I mean, I know places to have classes, and I have a couple of friends, I can use their houses, but does anyone have any different ideas of places to have classes that I might not have thought of?
I
Well-
recently partnered with we have a new art house in our community. And they have classes available, like where people can come and make different things. So
Yeah.
tomorrow night, I'm having a Galentine's night. We're paying them $7 to watercolor and make, or watercolor paint, whatever. I'm not an artist. To make Valentine's, and I'm going to talk about oils in the bedroom and hormone support.
Yeah.
At the end of the month, we're going to talk about feelings and paint abstract art.
Yeah.
Last month we did Prayer Rocks.
I've been watching that, but we don't have anything like that here.
But my goal is, my thought is think outside the box.
Yeah.
Find somebody to partner with to say, hey, you teach this class. If I bring 4 people here, do you mind if I also talk about oils while we're doing your activity?
Yeah, okay.
Planting plants, doing a, I don't know, like we have a plant place here that does air plant parties. If you're bringing the people to them, they're getting money
Okay,
and getting to teach, and you don't have to have your house clean.
that's a good idea.
The best
check on
places to
different
me are
things.
always friends' houses. If your friends will do it at their houses, they will probably bring relatives or friends there. That's the best, but I have done it at libraries, public libraries. Some will not allow you to because you're selling stuff.
Yeah,
Some will. I've done it. I've had classes, so many places. I saw that somebody put on here a park. I did a lot in a public park in Dallas. So there's those options. You just have to think about what's available. Restaurants often have an extra room that they will let you use. Usually you have to order food when you do that, but not always.
Yeah,
But
I
then
do
there's
that.
places
Yeah.
in Texas, we have Luby's Cafeteria. I know some of you don't even know what Luby's is, but Luby's Cafeteria in the middle of the afternoon was always one of my favorite places to do a class because you could get in the back of the place and nobody was there. It was pretty much empty in the back area.
Yeah.
And so we could do classes and even the servers and people would come listen. So it is something you just have to think outside the box and figure out where you want to do this.
Yeah,
But there are options everywhere you look.
thank you.
But always use a home when you can because it makes it so personal. Anyone else? Okay, my notes are done and it is Super Bowl Sunday and my son-in-law cooked all day long. So if we don't have anything else to go with, then I'm going to close this out. But I'm here if you have questions or if you have anything you want to talk about. Anyone? Okay, then we will see you tomorrow morning's Power Hour. I will be on there with Dana. I fly out tomorrow afternoon, but I'm sure we'll do Power Hour in the morning. So we'll see you then. Bye.